Hello everyone, my name is Divya Nayak and I'm here to present my analysis on the topic accidents in France between the years 2005 to 2016. A little about myself before I begin. I've completed my MBA from India in 2012 and since then I have been working in the human resources fraternity. I've worked in the capacity of an HR business partner in the past. Data visualization was my fifth course of the MSBA program and I definitely learned a great deal out of this course and it was a great value addition. I have used MS Excel earlier in order to create visualizations and charts and to present HR analytics to the management. But now that I'm aware of Tableau, I understand its benefits and how it can be leveraged to create robust visualizations. Moving ahead and talking about the data source for the data set which was used for this project. The name of the data set is Accidents in France and the source is Kaggle. Although there are many files in this data set, I have particularly chosen only two files for the purpose of this analysis. The names of the files that I have chosen is characteristics and users. The file named characteristics tells us about the number of accidents which have occurred over a period of 11 years, the conditions in which those accidents occurred, and the causes. Whereas the users file speaks about the user category, which means whether the user was a driver, a passenger, pedestrian, so on and so forth. The central idea of this project is to present a comprehensive analysis on the overview of the accidents and the possible causes and conditions that caused it. I chose this dataset for my final project because it had a good mix of various dimensions and it gave me a good chance to practice most of the features that I studied during the course. Although the dataset belongs to the accidents which have taken place in France, I believe that the inferences drawn can give us certain hints and cues and can be applied to other countries to prevent accidents. Some of the key findings of the analysis was that the number of accidents which occurred between the period 2005 to 2016 was about 8,39,985 and the highest number of accidents took place in 2005. However, overall, there has been a gradual decrease in the number of accidents barring 3 years, that's 2007, 2014 and 2016. One interesting observation is that it's seen that most of the accidents occurred during daytime as otherwise expected that it would occur during nighttime with reduced visibility or with low lighting. Also, it's seen that most of the accidents occur while moving out of an intersection, and the category of users which gets most impacted during an accident is drivers. It can also be inferred that use of safety equipments and safety gears like use of a seat belt or a helmet or some protective gear can definitely reduce the risk of injuries caused in case of an accident. There were a couple of challenges that I faced while working on the data set. One is that the data set was considerably large and it consisted of numeric values which had to be converted to strings for better understanding. Also, some sections had to be renamed for better clarity. In order to provide a customized view and make the dashboard more interactive, parameters were created and for the parameters to work effectively, it was incorporated along with calculated fields such as count underscore years and count underscore severity. Creation of parameters certainly gives users the ability to visualize across multiple dimensions and narrow down on a specific field. Couple of points which can be concluded post the analysis is that drivers should be extremely cautious while driving out of an intersection and at a next intersection, since a majority of the accidents take place at these intersections. Also, drivers should watch out for vehicles coming by the side because two vehicles by the side contributes to significant number of accidents. It is also to be noted that pedestrians when involved in an accident are either severely or lightly injured and they are never uninjured, which means it's important for the drivers to take care and to be cautious since pedestrians do not wear safety equipments or gears and hence have a higher chance of getting injured in case of an accident. Use of a safety equipment has shown to reduce the risk of severe injury during accidents. For example, 35.48% of the users who met with an accident and who did not have a seat belt were severely injured and had to be hospitalized, as against 14.06% of the users who met with an accident but had a seat belt on. This clearly shows that use of safety equipment reduces the risk of severe injuries. I will now take you through the Tableau dashboard and give you a quick rundown of the dashboard. So this is the Tableau dashboard which has been created for this project. Moving on the top left, this chart basically speaks about the number of accidents which took place over the period of 11 years. As earlier mentioned, it shows generally a decreasing trend barring those 3 years. Moving on the top right, it speaks about the conditions in which accidents occur. So the chosen dimension right now is intersection, and as mentioned, most accidents occurred out of intersection or at the X intersection. So drivers have to be cautious while moving out of an intersection. Now, if we want to see under what lighting conditions accidents take place, about 5,76,000 of the total accidents which have taken place during the daytime. In case of type of collision, again you can see other collisions definitely contribute to about 2,77,000 accidents. However, two vehicles by the side have also contributed to about 2,42,732 accidents, which means drivers have to be cautious and have to watch out for other vehicles coming by the side. Now moving on to the last graph, if I choose category, which means which category of users get severely impacted in case of an accident, out of drivers, passengers, pedestrians, and pedestrians in rollerblade or scooter, the driver category gets most affected and impacted during an accident. Now if I move to safety equipment and choose users who have not used a seatbelt while traveling, this shows that 35% of the users who met with an accident and who were not having a seatbelt at the time of the accident were severely injured and had to be hospitalized. Now if I move the filter to belt yes, which means only 14% of the users who had a seatbelt on and who met with an accident were severely injured and had to be hospitalized. The same holds true for helmet as well. You can see about 47% of the users who did not wear a helmet and who met with an accident were severely injured and had to be hospitalized, as against 34% of the users who had a helmet on but who met with an accident were severely injured and had to be hospitalized. Thus, it's seen that use of protective or safety gears like a seat belt or a helmet is a must for traveling or for drivers, for passengers, for everyone. And one interesting observation here is that if we again move to the category, we can see that whenever a pedestrian gets involved or gets injured in an accident, pedestrians always end up with a light injury or with a severe injury leading to hospitalization. Hence, utmost care has to be taken by drivers so as to not hurt or injure the pedestrians. Moving back to the presentation. So, this was the Tableau walkthrough, and that's all from my side, and thank you for watching and thank you for giving me an opportunity to work on this project, and thank you once again.